Hello lovely people. May is here, which means it is time for the Asian Readathon, and I am here to tell you what I will be reading for that.
Sophie Vlogs.
As I do every year, I will include everything in the description below that you need to know about what the Asian Readathon is, who is running it, all the links you might need. This video I think will definitely be coming out while it is already underway and I'm already reading because I am slow at editing, but it's better late than never. Sure, I'm just going to run through the prompts and what I am choosing to read for them. You can double up on prompts, but I've just assigned books for each one because I usually try and just pack as many books into the month as I can. So the first one is read a book by an Asian author. I'm actually currently reading on my phone through the library app My Life as a Unicorn by Amrou Al-Kadhi, who is a British-Iraqi writer, drag artist, performer. You might know them by Glamrou, which is their drag name. I have followed them for a while, and I've always wanted to read their book because I've always been really interested in finding out more about them. I'm only a couple of chapters in so far, but it's really interesting to get a better understanding of their upbringing. I've just reached the point where they discover tropical fish, and they feel this affinity with these, like, sea creatures, and that's really wonderful. So yeah, I thought as I'm already reading it, and I'm only a couple of chapters in, that I would count that as my first one and just, like, carry on going with that. After that is read a book with an Asian character that is a woman and or an older woman. The book I've chosen for this one is The Last Quarter of the Moon by Zijian, which is about an old woman sits among the tall birch trees and reflects. She is a member of the Evenki, a tribe of reindeer herders and wanderers of the remote forests of northeastern China. And we're sort of just following her memory as she reflects upon, like, her idyllic childhood and then growing up. This feels like a very reflective book to me, and I definitely feel in the mood for reading a book like this. So I've been wanting to pick this one up for a while, and this was like my moment, I feel. And prompt number 3 is read a book by an Asian author with a universe I want to experience / that is totally different from mine. I have gone for this one, The Pillow Book by Shonagon, which is written during the Heian period of Japanese history, and it's kind of, my understanding is that it's kind of like this woman who was a handmaiden to the empress, and it's part like accounts of her life and like things that happened while she was at court, but it's also like kind of lists, like a list of like things that are refined and elegant. Trees, like that kind of thing. It's on my radar because I read As I Crossed a Bridge of Dreams by Lady Sarashina previously, which was a account of a woman from this same time period, but it was much more like dreamy and reflective and slightly to one side of courtly life, whereas this one is very much within courtly life, and I'm hoping it will be a complementary perspective to that one to get a bit better understanding of like this Heian period. The fourth prompt is read a book by an Asian author with a cover worthy of googly eyes. I have gone for The Mountains Sing by Nguyen Phan K Mai because look at these colours. I just think this is stunning. The hardback cover of this is also beautiful. This is a book that has many, many beautiful colours. My understanding is that this is one of those like one family, 2 generations of women, and a war that will change their lives forever. So it's 1972, war breaking out in Vietnam, and it's sort of one of those intergenerational family sagas. I've heard only good things about this book. I'm sure it's going to be very emotional, but I'm really looking forward to actually diving into it this month. And then the final prompt was a book with a high rating or that is highly recommended. I'm going to read on my Kindle The Heartless Divided by Varsha Ravi, which has, on Goodreads, it has like a 4.5 something rating, which I'm taking as being very highly recommended. I know that we're following, it's sort of like a star-crossed lovers who are like reborn time and time again, but they don't always remember each other. Again, might be a bit sad, but I'm hoping it's going to be cool. I also believe that it is tied into Indian mythology as well, so it's one that I gather from the ratings that it is very well received. So I'm looking forward to diving into that one. I also just have a couple of books that I've just like thrown in for good measure, and if I get to them, that would be great. This is The Nightingale The Drunk by Hafez, who is a very famous Persian poet. It's just a dinky little one with some excerpts of his poetry, so I'll give that a go. Girls of Riyadh by Rajaa Alsanea, which is by a Saudi Arabian author, and it is kind of looking at like young women in Saudi Arabia. I think we're exploring this particular friend group. I believe from having a flick through that some of this is done through like email, so I think it's like an email news blast and then telling the stories of these women. and I'm really interested to get an idea into like, what some women's life in Saudi Arabia is like. After that is Lalani of the Distant Sea by Erin and Entrada Kelly. This is drawing a lot on Filipino mythology. It is a middle grade. Lalani faces an impossible future. Her mother has fallen ill and her stepfather and stepbrother are cruel and vindictive. Lalani faces an impossible task. She only wanted to help, but now the rain coming down in torrents is her fault. So she does what only one girl on the island of Sanglita has ever done before. She slips into a small boat and steps out across the sea looking for a different future. I just feel like this is going to be one of those middle grades that, like, as an adult utterly destroys you and, like, really takes your whole heart, and I'm ready for that. And then the final book is another one that is on my Kindle, and that is Dial A for Aunties by Jessie Q. Sutanto, which is what happens when you mix one accidental murder with 2,000 wedding guests and then toss in a possible curse on 3 generations of an immigrant Chinese-Indonesian family. You get 4 meddling Asian aunties coming to the rescue. I think that sounds really fun. So I'm probably not going to be able to get to all of these books. I think I might have aimed a bit high, but I'm still excited to see how many I can crack on with. I would really love to hear if you're taking part, what you're reading, or any recommendations in general, your favourite authors, stuff like that. That would be really great. Yeah, I hope you're having a really, really lovely day. I will see you next time for something different.